of you is forever to remember me as loving you. That loving note, it's time to stand up and enjoy being together today. We are all friends here. And if any of you have shakers or little instruments, we are all friends here. There are no strangers once you walk inside that door. We welcome you to linger in this family of love and hold you in our hearts the way you are. We are all friends here. There are no strangers once you walk inside that door. We welcome you to linger in this family of love and hold you in our hearts the way you are. We are all friends here. There are no strangers once you walk inside that door. We welcome you to linger in this family of love and hold you in our hearts the way you are. And hold you in our hearts the way you are. And hold you in our hearts the way you are.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Anton. Thank you, everybody. I love it when you come into the room in the morning and we make eye contact and we wave at each other. And it's like, yeah, we're all friends here. We're just friends in the neighborhood. So Mr. Rogers used to say, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. So it's a beautiful day having all of you here this morning. Thank you. So let's begin with morning prayer. Settle yourselves into your chairs. Just let the chair hold you. That's what it was made to do. So often we get used to holding our own weight. And Spirit says, you don't have to do that. You can lean on me. You can sit in that chair. It's going to hold you. So as we let go of our own weight, drop our shoulders, soften our eyes and our cheeks and our nose. We move into that space where there's only silence. And in that silence, we just breathe into the peace and the love and the joy, knowing that we can let go of anything else, anything that doesn't serve, anything disconnects us from Spirit, who is always waiting for us to reach out and say, yes, yes, you are part of my life. I rely on you. So with great love in my heart for each of you, for great gratitude that you have come this morning or joined us from afar by our virtual program, my heart is full. And with this, I say thank you, God, and so it is. Amen. It's funny how I can never quite remember what to call this, so thank you all for joining us from afar. We appreciate you. And now, Laura, will you light our Christ candle for us? You know what? And Laura and I just talked about it before church started. So let us put our hands up and let us take a moment and look around the room. And we say, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. And together, I am the light of Christ. Thank you. That is so funny. Laura just said, do you want to do it? And I said, well, would you like to do it? And then we decided that I was going to do it, and here we were. It got done, yeah. Thank you to Ken. So let us with Laura say our affirmation. We light this candle to remind us that the light of Christ lives within each one of us. And together, I am the light of Christ. Thank you. And now, Laura, will you please do our Lord's Prayer for us? You get to go up and down this morning.
I love the exercise. As usual, if you'd like to sing along with us, please do. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from error. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. Thank you.
Oh, what a blessing to follow the Lord's Prayer being sung by Laura. Absolutely wonderful. You know, today, the fourth Sunday of September, is our Prosperity Sunday. And it is that we think about being present and fully aware of the bounty of blessings in our lives. And we know that we focus in all that is good and right. We exude, thank you, one of those X words. We exude gratitude as we behold. And we know that any lack we have, we can say that we are present. And we are grateful. And we are the overflowing well of gratitude. So let us say our affirmation together for this Sunday. I live expectantly, gratefully, and abundantly. And with that, we will also join in our consciousness statement for Unity Church in Reading. Together, divine order is now manifesting in every phase of this ministry through its expanding prosperity, attendance, and by being a light on the path for others. And we are blessed to move into some more joy singing. And we're going to surrender.
All right. And if you have your little shakers and things and would like to use those, please do. You're the band today. The band. We're going to start with a little penny whistle.
I am a child of the living God, made in the image of perfect love. All that I have, all I've been given to you, my God, I surrender. I surrender. I am a child of the living God, made in the image of perfect love. All that I am, all I've been given to you, my God, I surrender. I surrender. I am a child of the living God, made in the image of perfect love. All that I am, all I've been given to you, my God, I surrender. I surrender. I surrender.
And now as we invite,
Oh, you're doing the...
no, actually, I forgot another part earlier. So before we invite Al to come up to do the word, I'm going to present our banner for this particular week. So could you go dark behind me? Thank you. So for those people in wherever they're watching us from, this is the banner for elimination. And you can see that somebody's being bound by handcuffs. Thank you. Al, it's all yours.
Good morning to all, and especially all of you joining us from afar. We especially hope you'll join with us in the Daily Word, and it's nice to be with you. Today's Daily Word, wow, let go, let God. I don't know about you, but this is an easy one in easy times for me. It's a bit challenging in challenging times for me to let go and let God. It isn't always as obvious as I like it to be when on the path ahead. So I certainly believe in it. I love it, but it's a challenge every day for me to faith, faith it, and let go and let God. But it's all ours to do. Divine love, wisdom, and understanding express through me. Could you join me, please? Divine love, wisdom, and understanding express through me. If I feel unsure of the next step in any situation, I let go and let God. I don't walk away from difficulty or try to force resolutions. Instead, I release my tight mental grip on problems and open myself to solutions. I let go of my ego's desire for control and my need to bring about specific outcomes. I believe there are solutions and remedies beyond what my mind can conceive. I yield to possibility. I trust the indwelling divine presence just as I would trust a mentor. Letting go and letting God means creating space for the dynamic, creative energy of spirit to inspire and surprise me. Divine love, wisdom, and understanding fuel my thoughts, express through my words, and guide me in all ways. These thoughts were inspired by Psalm 86th chapter, verse 11. Teach me your way, O Lord, that I may walk in your truth. Give me an undivided heart to revere your name.
I am
And as we sit here, we are opening. Our hearts are opening, knowing that when we let go, Spirit is right there to step in and guide us. I have a friend who once heard the words, "Follow me, I will show you the way." It takes great trust to let go and follow something that's unseen. And yet when we do, when we are able to release, as our daily word said, our tight grip on what we want to have happen in the way we'd like it to happen, all manner of things open up before us that are heretofore unforeseen, unimagined. And when we're in that space, we have the free will to choose from this great abundance of ideas and opportunities. So as we move into the silence together this morning, sharing the energy of open hearts and open minds, let us do so listening for that still small voice that says, "Follow me, I will show you the way." as we begin to return from that deep inner silent space to the here and now, to this room where we all sit together practicing letting go. Sometimes I actually reach out my hand, imagining that there is a hand reaching out to hold mine, guiding me, showing me the way. And that can only happen when I am willing to let go, to trust, to have faith that it indeed there is Spirit who is waiting for me to return and to guide me to my highest and best. So as we sit in that space of knowingness, let us remember that there are many in our lives that we would like to pray with and for, helping them to know that their highest and best is waiting for them. So will you please join me now in saying their words aloud, their names aloud, together? And as these names have been stated this morning, we know that they are held in great love. That throughout the day, when any of us remember this time of our service, we know that prayer is being answered. We know that each person who lovingly and faithfully put names in our prayer box did so with the full knowledge that prayer is always answered. Maybe not in the time we imagine or in the way we imagine, but with the full knowingness that Spirit knows and always answers. So for all the prayers that have been offered this morning, for all the names in our prayer box and that have been stated aloud, for all the situations and places in our world that are suffering now and want prayer, love prayer, will respond to prayer. We thank you for our opportunity to serve in this way. And it is with great gratitude and love in my heart for each of you as we sit together this morning in prayer and in receiving. And for this I say, thank you, God, and so it is. Amen. Thank you. And Laura and Anton.
So when we received a little email with the theme of the day, and it said release, I thought, oh, great, we have a song for that, and it's one that a lot of us are familiar with. And then when we saw the banner and it said elimination, well, that word is too clunky to fit easily into any song, I think. But that's like releasing completely. And that's what I think we can think about during this song, really letting it go. And if you want to be the band again, we'll do a little intro, and then you can just play it on up, and you can stand up, you can dance. We should really let this go. Come on up, stand on up. All right. There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient, and I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, You got to let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Thank you. I'd like to welcome Ken now as our speaker for the day.
Wow. Yeah. Better be darn good. You know, often, every once in a while, not often, but every once in a while, I do see a perfect trifecta. And this happens to be one of those Sundays that not only does the daily word talk about letting go and letting God, we talked about the elimination, which is the divine power that we're working with, and the idea of what our daily word covered and what we have chosen to talk about today. And I guess the thing I think about when I prepare myself is I'm only human. You know, I'm a product of society. I've been taught since I was a child that it's the person that dies with the most toys wins. Why would I ever want to give away anything or give up anything? And that is something that I've had to work with since I've come to ministry. I remember it was about 18 months ago, maybe 2 years now, that most people that know me, you know, don't figure that I'm very financially specific, but I am. My home budget is an 18-column spreadsheet. When we have a lot in common. When my daughter was about 12, she was going through my desk drawers, unbeknownst to me, and she found a $20 bill that I had kept. Now, it was her very first job, and I had a little note on it saying, Marissa's very first earned money. Now, I had paid her for it, so she had given me the $20. I had given her the money, so it was technically my $20 bill. But she found it with a note on it saying that it was her, and I was going to put it into a little cage, you know, a little frame, and give it to her when she came of age and she was on her own. Knowing how important what I had earned meant to me. Again, she was only 12 and she's in her 40s now. And you can imagine what it was like to lose that $20 bill that I had planned to give her back. And I had to come to grips that I had put a note on it saying it was her $20 bill, and I was going to give it to her anyway. Then about 18 months ago, doing my great budgeting plan at home and planning on how much I tithe to my causes and knowing that, I don't think twice. I'm a happy and joyful giver. I know what I'm giving. And I got an extra check from someplace that I hadn't expected. Now, we have a program that we have done here at Unity that talks about unexpected income. And we know we tithe from that unexpected income. But I'll share with you the first thing I thought. What am I going to do with this money? I hadn't planned on it. What am I going to do with it? And at that moment, it was one of those aha moments that I knew I had not let go of my squeezing of money. So I had to change my thought process and give thanks regardless of the source of my prosperity. I know that it's just not money. I know that it is my health, the people around me. There's a lot of things that go into what my prosperity is. And I give thanks for that. But I hadn't let go. I am only human. At some point, we reach in our lives and we become awake. Awake to the fact that we're spiritual beings having a human existence. And that we must put our house in order. Now, what does that mean to you? If I were to ask you, it's time to put your house in order, what would you think? Well, to me, it means that I have to get rid of that camel that I've been keeping. We know that Jesus told the story to the rich man that that camel is not going to fit through the eye of the needle. And I keep squeezing that camel. I hold on to things. And no matter how much better I get at it, I still find those flashbacks. But I'm more aware. I'm more aware of saying, I'm doing it again. Let it go. Let God direct me. I can choose to do that. Well, what other things are happening in our lives? Often, let me share something that happened on Thursday. I want to thank everybody that was here for Brian's, our traveling monk's appearance. I had a real aha moment. Something that I had not thought about, that he shared and gave me a great gift. And it was when he said, and he believes in reincarnation, and he believes that we know people that are going to be in this life path. And we've made agreements with them while we're in spirit. And that it is those opportunities when somebody tries us the hardest, or pushes our buttons, or makes us really upset, that's a gift that they have given me from Spirit. That we agreed that there was going to be something like that take place. And they're not an enemy. They're a friend. And that was the biggest thing in my life, is that people are friends when they do things that I sense here on earth that are against me. I remember a friend of mine, my daughter was going into Indian Princesses, and I wanted to be president. And when they were taking nominations from the floor, he didn't put my name forward. And afterwards, I was very straightforward. I looked him in the eye and I said, "Why didn't you put my name forward? I'm hurt. I thought you were my friend." And he looked back and said, "You didn't tell me you wanted to be president." I wasn't very clear, was I? But I was holding it in. I was giving him the responsibility of not following through. And we do that in our lives. This divine power allows us to let go and not hold it. There's a story that I heard a few weeks back, and it was about a monk. And his monk and the protege were traveling through the land, and it was their way of doing things that they didn't talk while they were traveling. They didn't touch other people. They didn't talk. And they were going through this town, and it was rainy and muddy, and there was dirt everywhere. And there was this lady dressed to the nines up on the walk. And the monk walked up to her, asked her what she was waiting for. And she said, I'm afraid to cross the street because I don't want to get dirty. So he picked her up, carried her across the street, and set her down. And off he and his protege went. 4 hours further they traveled. And at the end of their voyage, their travel, their trek, the master turned to his initiate and said, "Is there something you want to say?" He said, yes. We weren't supposed to touch people or talk to them, and you lifted that woman up and you carried her across the street. He looks at him and said, "You're still carrying that woman? I let her down 4 hours ago." We do those things. We carry them ourselves. We don't let them down. We don't let them go. Well, then I could ask you the second part, because there's a second half to this cleaning of our house. And it has to do with the house within me. I know at times I live in the past. I see things that used to be, and I wonder why I'm still not doing them, or I'm not doing them any longer, or why they still can't be. The question for my birthday dinner, somebody asked me, "What are your goals?" And I had to think about the things that I let go of. And I shared a few of the things that I used to take a lot of fun and enjoyment in that I'm no longer doing, that I let go of. But he made me think about whether I'd really let go, or if I was just wishing that they would happen again. We live in the past, don't we? We see things that we enjoyed and we want them back. We find and we carry hurt. And it works the same way for the future. I've known people who always see tomorrow as a better day. Today's miserable, but tomorrow will be better. They have to let go of that just as easy. Because today is our heaven. Today, seeing the joys in nature, seeing the love, feeling this body, being aware to smell flowers, to see the smile on your face, to see the love that we can share between each other. That's my heaven. Well, if we know this is true, what are our tools? How do we get there? Well, we know that we have the divine power of letting go, of elimination. We can let go of things that bother us. But we also know that it is human nature in this life expectancy that when something leaves, something will replace it. An example, if you take a can out of a dish, out of a sink of water, what happens to that hole? It gets filled up with the water. I'm standing here, and if I move to this space, what happened to that space? It got filled up with air. So we know that we have to be careful when we eliminate things in our lives that have served us well, whether it be fear, whether it be bigotry, whether it be hurt. Because hurt serves us so well at times. So to let those things go, we need to replace them. So here in Unity, we talk about denials and affirmations. We can deny something. So when I get upset, when something happens, and I can go to that awareness, I can say, oh, what triggered that? Where does that come from? And I can say that it is powerless to control my life. I bless it, and I can let it go. But it's not enough to let it go. It's I want to fill that space with love and joy. So I can also say, I am blessed with being aware, and I can be full of love and be the wellspring of love for everybody else, for caring. So when we work in ourselves, when we work on ourselves to let things go, and they pop up all the time. They can pop up in an argument. They can pop up when we start feeling depressed or when we feel that feeling of sadness coming on. Something's going on within us. We let it bubble up. We can look at it. Then we can bless it. We can let it go. And we can replace it with love and enjoyment and gratitude and good health and prosperity and wellness. There's so much that we can choose to carry. And we can let go of the things that no longer serve us. It's not an easy. I know when our traveling monk was here, he was asked the question of what he does on a daily basis. And he said, it's not easy. We make it difficult because we have so much baggage from society and training and thought and hurt that we've gone through before. But I can tell you, today is a new day. Today is the day that we can decide to let our burdens down and choose joy. So when we have that awareness of something holding us back, dragging us down, we can bless it, thank it for its service, and let it go. Thank you for being who you are on this journey with me, because I am only human. God bless and thank you.
Thank you, Ken. And as Ken has told us, that releasing and letting go is not an easy task. And yet it is the power that we have within us to do that, so that we are always creating a fuller and a more joyous life for ourselves. So we will practice that together this week. And ushers. This is the time where we give from our joyous hearts, where we offer our time and our talents and our treasures. And it's only when we go within that we know how much is ours to give and in what ways we choose to give. And this morning, at this time, is when we give of our offerings. And so if you will please hold your offering in your hand with me and say our affirmation. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Abundance. Thank you.
Now, in honor of Reverend Ken's birthday yesterday, we have decided to do his favorite song this morning. You may know some of it. You can sing along if you like. I come to the garden alone, while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear falling on my ear, the Son of God discloses, and He walks with me, and He talks with me, and He tells me I am His own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. He speaks, and the sound of His voice is so sweet, the birds hush their singing, and the melody that He gave to me within my heart is ringing. And He walks with me, and He talks with me, and He tells me I am His own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. I'd stay in the garden with Him, though the night around me be falling, but He bids me go through the voice of woe. His voice to me is calling, and He walks with me, and He talks with me, and He tells me I am His own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. And He walks with me, and He talks with me, and He tells me I am His own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. Happy birthday, Reverend Ken.
Tears to my eyes. Beautiful music from the heart. Oh, I think I'll just float out of here. Oh, Divine Spirit, we give thanks for these offerings. We know they come from the heart. We are blessed to receive as a tithing church here at Unity Church in Reading, that they flow forth into the community. We are blessed to receive and to do Thy work. We give thanks for each person who attends this Sunday and from afar, and for all of the love and wishes that are with us. We give thanks. And so it is. Amen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think I want a birthday every week. Get to choose the songs, get to choose what we're going to talk about. Life is good. Yeah. I had a really good friend that one of the things that, now this long time ago, and one of the things he used to always tell me is that you never get poor from taking. You know, basically from receiving. You know, you always get more when you open up to receive. So thank you. That's just a great idea to give me more. I love it. And as we talk about that, our church offices will be open Tuesday through Thursday from 10 until 4. So if you'd like to stop in, please do. If you need to schedule time to be with Carolyn or myself, please schedule in advance if you need more than just a visit time. Also, both Carolyn, myself, and Kathy are available after service for prayer. So just tell one of us you would like to have prayer. The groups that are meeting this week are Course of Love, Course of Miracles. The presence is suspended until October the 7th. We have a bulletin board on the opposite side of this wall, and it talks about when the 12-step programs meet, our AA groups. We will continue with our after-service class of discussion, and that'll be about 11:45, and it goes to close to 1. And we have Twyla's books out in Fellowship Hall to review, and those books are $2 each, or you get 5 for $5. So please take them by the 5s. And those are all the books that are left, so if you haven't been here for a particular Sunday, the books you missed are back out there. So please take a look and bless us with more wealth. And we want to look forward to seeing you next Sunday. And if you aren't able to be with us on Sunday, please follow us on Facebook, or we're posted on YouTube normally by Monday or Tuesday. So please follow us that way. Anything you'd like to add, Carolyn?
Yes, I'd just like to say that this will be the last week that Twyla's books will be out. After this week, we're going to give them to the Center for Spiritual Living, and they're going to have them available for their congregants.
Super. Super, super. Anything else? No?
Our talk is going to be on zeal, that wonderful thing that catapults us ahead.
And
So-
who's going to give that talk?
Huh?
And who's going to give that talk? Thank you, thank you. Well, why don't we now rise and let's do our peace song and join together in the closing of our service.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now our prayer for protection, and Diana will read our response. The light of God surrounds us.
We are the light of God.
The love of God enfolds us.
We are the love of God.
The power of God protects us.
We embrace that power.
The presence of God watches over us.
We live our lives in God's presence.
Wherever
Where
we are, God
God
is.
is.
And so it is. Have a beautiful, wonderful week, and we'll see you next week.